watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
On a hot, humid Friday evening here in New York City, we have the debut of Ichiro Suzuki in pinstripes. His first game as a Yankee here in the Bronx. It's time for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Boston Red Sox in the first of three from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball along with John Flaherty. I'm Michael Kay. Well, the Yankees have a nice, comfortable lead in the American League East, and it's the Boston Red Sox who are in last place. The Yankees did not have a good West Coast swing, but it didn't do too much damage. They were 2-5, but they felt good about things because the last game was a win.
Well, they got a win in Seattle the last game, and a big reason why Jason Nix, who is an extra player on this club, is going to get some more opportunities. He gets the big hit in the top of the eighth inning, a double to left center. That clears the bases. When you're a backup, you don't get too many opportunities. He took advantage of a big spot right there.
2-5 on the West Coast trip. When they started the trip, they were 10 games up, so they only lost 2.5 games, and the Red Sox are 10.5 games behind the Yankees. All right, let's take a look at tonight's New York Lottery pitching matchup. For the Red Sox, it's Aaron Cook. He's a sinker ball, and we'll talk about him more later. 2-3, 3.50. Phil Hughes for the Yankees, 9-8 with a 4.09. He hasn't won in a while, John, but he has pitched pretty good.
Well, back-to-back games, he has pitched very well, and no decision against Toronto 2 starts ago. In his last outing against the Oakland A's, he was fantastic. He had 6 strikeouts in this ball game, a really nice curveball, a good changeup inside with some movement, the elevated fastball. He took the loss in this outing, but he pitched a brilliant ball game, and he's looking forward to a good start against the Red Sox tonight.
Red Sox need some wins. You look at where they are right now, no one would have ever thunk it. We'll try to make sense of it all as John Flaherty explains what's gone wrong with this Red Sox team over the first half of the season. That's coming up next on Yes. Let's check out the Dunkin' Donuts team scouting report on the Red Sox. Yes, they are getting healthier. Ellsbury, Crawford, Pedroia, they're back. David Ortiz a couple of days away, but their aces struggling. Lester and Beckett combined to go 10-17. They have to be better than that, but they're still in the hunt. They're in last place, a long ways away, the Yankees, but 4.5 games behind in the wild card. Well, that's John Flaherty. I'm Michael Kay. What's the deal with this Red Sox team?
You know what? There's good news in there. I mean, Crawford coming back. You have Ellsbury in center field. David Ortiz will be back in a few days. I think offensively the Red Sox are going to be just fine. The question marks in that rotation. Can Beckett figure it out? He's not that overpowering 95, 96 guy anymore. And Lester was lost his last outing. Those two starters, if they stabilize that rotation, I really think they have one run left in them the rest of the way.
And it's important that they get things straightened out. out. Well, the Yankees are getting ready. They are back home. They had a rough road trip, but they are ready for the Red Sox. The pinstripes are on their back, and there's a new Yankee as well, making his debut in pinstripes at the stadium. That man, Ichiro. Lineups, first pitch, baseball next. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Total Recall in theaters August 3rd. By Honda. Find your own great ending at the summer clearance event, now at your Honda dealer. And by the new summer barbecue menu at Burger King. Let's have a barbecue today. Kind of a hot, overcast evening here at Yankee Stadium. And the Yankees have a new right fielder, at least till Nick Swisher gets back. Ichiro Suzuki in right tonight, wearing number 31. He will move over to left field when Nick is ready to play after battling through that hip flexor. He's already had 3 games with the Yankees at Safeco Field against the Mariners. Time now for the Red Sox starting lineup against Phil Hughes and the Yankees. Jacoby Ellsbury in center field will lead off. Batting second, playing left field, Carl Crawford. Dustin Pedroia at second base will hit third. Cleaning up first baseman Adrian Gonzalez. Cody Ross in right field will bat fifth. Batting sixth and catching, Jared Saltalamacchia. Will Middlebrooks, the third baseman, will bat seventh. Batting eighth and DHing Daniel Nava. And Mike Aviles at shortstop will bat ninth.
Well, that lineup for the Boston Red Sox going to face Phil Hughes, the right-hander. We'll take a look at his numbers on the season. 9-8. The ERA just over 4, 115 hits and 114 and a third inning. So we'll take a look at our McDonald's pitcher scouting report on Phil Hughes, and he has had a good middle third of the season. April and May were not great, but from the beginning of June, a 2.77 ERA, and he's gotten rid of the cutter. Only throws it about 3% of the time now, but he needs to figure out the Red Sox. 9 starts, a record of 1-5 with an ERA over 7 against the American League East rival.
Red Sox 49-50. They are in last place. The Yankees tied with the Nationals for the best record in baseball at 59-39. And we are ready for baseball. Let's do it. Here in the stadium, the first pitch is a strike. And we're underway. Red Sox just lost 2 out of 3 against the Texas Rangers. Yankees just took 2 out of 3 against Seattle. Pitch is high. It's been a disappointing year for the Red Sox. Jacoby Ellsbury was out since April 14th with a subluxation of the right shoulder. Came off the DL on July 13th. That's a big piece to miss. Count 1-2. Paul Crawford's been out for most of the year. And the Ichiro chant from the Bleacher Creatures, he gives them their first response. So that's the first time they've cheered for him. He's here as a visitor. The 1-2. Foul back.
Michael, the Red Sox really welcoming Ellsbury back. 32 home runs, 39 bags in 2011. If you look at the Red Sox as a club, only 44 stolen bases to this point. That is 12th in the league. They had a well-balanced attack last year with some speed and power.
Pitch is inside, 2-2. Red Sox not denying how big a series this is for them. They have to start making some hay in the AL East. The 2-2 inside 3-2.
No, Bobby Valentine, you look at his lineup. You got Crawford back, Ellsbury back, Ross is having a nice year in right field. David Ortiz a couple of days away. I think offensively they're going to be fine. It's that rotation they have to figure out.
And the 3-2 popped up. Chavez. One out. Let's check out the Yankee defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Well, we've already met Chavez at third, so we'll start there. Chavez, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira third to first. In the outfield, Ibanez, Granderson, and Suzuki. That's left to right. Martin behind the plate, and Phil Hughes is on the mound. And there is Ichiro. Batting eighth today, 3 for 12 in his first 3 games as a Yankee. Here's Carl Crawford. And that one is driven deep to right field. Giving chase is Ichiro, and it is a foul ball. And that's the way Crawford's luck has been. He is 0 for his last 17 and spent most of the first part of the season on the DL. Last year was miserable for him as well. Second year of a 7-year, $140 million deal, and it has not worked out for either side.
Battling some left elbow pain. There's some talk he might have to have surgery when the season is over. Actually being replaced defensively late. You ever think you'd hear those words, Michael? Carl Crawford would be replaced for defense late in ball games. That arm not 100%.
They're the guys that are starting to come back. We told you about Ellsbury. Crawford returned a couple days later. Pedroia 3 days after that. Bobby Valentine told me today that the players make the decisions when they're rehabbing if they're ready. You know, they play a big role in whether or not they'll bring you up. And Crawford said he was ready. He said, and he's just not quite there. He needs more at bats to be effective at the plate. 1-2. Foul away.
You can even see right there. I mean, a good pitch from Phil Hughes down and away. And you see the last 4 seasons for Crawford. Last year, a nightmare. 255, 11 home runs, only 18 stolen bases. This is a pitch that's down and away. And you watch Crawford, his swing, he just kind of slaps at it.
Slaps at that one. Fly ball. Left field. Ibanez will make the play for the second out.
Those 2 swings are not healthy swings, kind of feeling for the baseball. You wonder if that left elbow, maybe in the back of his mind, doesn't feel like he can let the swing go. We'll watch him throughout this series.
Here's Dustin Pedroia. He's not the captain of the Red Sox by title, but the way he leads, he is the leader of the Red Sox for sure. Jason Varitek was the actual titular captain. He retired at the end of last year, but Pedroia is a guy that people listen to and they follow.
And he doesn't seem to be afraid to speak his mind either. If something is on his mind or some of his teammates' mind, he's not afraid to deal with it with the media in Boston, which you know can be pretty intense.
And the 0-2. Outside with the fastball, 1-2. Just underway at the stadium, Yankees against the Red Sox. Fouled away. Sounds like a broken bat, and it is. Doesn't sound like it. It's broken in half. We saw Eric Chavez make the play on Ellsbury, replacing Alex Rodriguez, and see what Phil Hughes did his first 10 starts in the last 9. And Alex, although it's hard to celebrate a birthday when you're on the DL, he actually turns 37 today, and Eric Chavez is the third baseman. Alex broke his wrist on a changeup from Felix Hernandez. The 1-2. 2-2. The exact location is the 5th metacarpal. Josh Beckett, who's so important to what the Red Sox want to do the rest of the season, an interested observer.
You know, you could say he might be the key to the Red Sox throughout the season. Him and John Lester, both guys underachieving early on this year.
High drive, deep to left field. Ibanez back, looking up. See ya. Long home run for Pedroia. And the 15th home run allowed by Phil Hughes here at Yankee Stadium as the Red Sox lead 1-0.
Michael, you mentioned Pedroia being the unnamed captain on this ball club. Getting his team off on the right foot. A big series for the Red Sox coming in. They know they have to take 2 or 3, possibly sweep. He gets a 3-2 fastball out over the plate and hammers it to left field. His 8th home run of the year, and the Red Sox off to a good start.
Adrian Gonzalez takes a breaking ball strike. Mentioned 15 home runs allowed here in the Bronx. That ties Jeremy Guthrie for the most home runs allowed at home. Phil Hughes is going to give up fly balls, and this ballpark yields home runs. And Guthrie, who's with Kansas City now, pitched in Colorado, so obviously a lot of balls fly out there. 8th home run for Pedroia. And the 0-2. Pitch inside, 2-2.
Phil Hughes really working fast in between pitches, going with a lot of fastballs here in the first. Velocity pretty average for him, 92, 3 or 4.
Grounded right side and through for base hit. So Gonzalez with a 2-out single.
Again, a steady diet of fastball, supposed to be down and away. It ends up down middle. And Gonzalez able just to drop the bat head. Ground ball into right field for a 2-out base hit. Extends the inning.
And here's Cody Ross. Having a pretty decent season for the Red Sox. 16 homers and 50 ribbies. He slumped of late, though. 1 hit in his last 15 at bats. Driven into right center field. That is going to be trouble. That is a base hit and bounces over the wall into the Yankee bullpen. And a lucky break for the Yankees because Gonzalez has to hold at third. He would have scored easily on that. So a double for Ross.
Well, Cody Ross takes advantage of Phil Hughes as Larry Rothschild's going to go out there and have a little conversation. Phil really working fast and really pumping fastballs. That one is right down the middle. And Ross was ready for it from the on-deck circle. And the Yankees and Phil Hughes catch a break. Goes into their bullpen. Gonzalez has to stop at third. You start thinking, if you're Phil Hughes, maybe changing the game plan up a little bit. Maybe some breaking balls early and some counts. Get the Red Sox off of your fastball.
He has not had much success against the Red Sox in his career. 2-6 with a 6.49 in 9 starts. So got the first 2 batters in, and then home run, single, and a double, and that's going to bring up Jared Saltalamacchia. And there's a strike.
Having a nice year, 19 home runs, 45 RBIs.
And strike.
We'll see what happens here, Michael. We've been talking about the fastball with the first inning and the numbers for Saltalamacchia. 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Not very good. See if Phil Hughes goes with the curveball, maybe tries to bounce it in the dirt or elevate a fastball.
Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Phil Hughes. Well, the Red Sox get a run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. The big blow off the bat of Dustin Pedroia hit one into the left field seats. His 8th home run of the year. Red Sox won, and the Yankees coming to bat. And Aaron Cook will take the mound for the Red Sox. Let's take a look at tonight's Yankees starting lineup presented by Lexus. The captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter, leads off. Batting second, playing center field, Curtis Granderson. Robin Cano at second base will hit third. Cleaning up, first baseman Mark Teixeira. Raul Ibanez at left field, bats fifth. Batting sixth and DHing, Andrew Jones. Eric Chavez at third base will bat seventh. Batting eighth, playing right field, Ichiro Suzuki. And Russell Martin is going to catch, and he's going to bat ninth.
Well, that Yankee lineup going to face veteran right-hander Aaron Cook. We'll take a look at his numbers on the season. This will be his 7th start, 2-3 record, a nice ERA of 3.50. We'll look at our McDonald's pitcher scouting report on Aaron Cook. There are no secrets when you face this right-hander. 85% of his pitches are fastballs, and they are sinking fastballs. Because of that, it's tough on righties. Only a 172 batting average for right-handers. That is 3rd lowest in the American League, and because of that, the defense will be a factor in this ball game. And the Red Sox defensively, .984 fielding percentage, which is 6th in the American League.
All right, so Derek Jeter digs in. Jeter had a pretty good road trip, 8 for 25. Good year for Derek, 311, 8 home runs, 28 ribbies. Yankees 59 and 39, and Jeter hits one the other way. Diving stop by Pedroia, 1 out.
Well, Pedroia off to a pretty good start. Derek Jeter can't believe it. He hits a home run in the top of the first. And then the leadoff hitter Derek Jeter dives to his left, full extension. Fun to watch him play the game. Plays the right way, all out every game, every inning. Nice play. And a good look at the full extension on Yes Mo.
And there's a strike to Granderson. Count 1-1.
You look at Aaron Cook, 85% of his pitches are fastballs, and the velocity not very impressive.
That one is drilled to right field. It is a base hit. It's going to get past Ross and go to the wall. Granderson's going for 2. Here's the throw. In there with a double. Good throw by Ross.
Well, a good throw by Cody Ross, but a nice job of hitting by Curtis Granderson. When you face a sinker ball and Aaron Cook throws 85% of his pitches are sinkers, you want to make sure you get it up in the zone. That's exactly what Granderson did. hammers it into the corner, but a nice throw by Ross. Just a little offline, enough for Curtis Granderson to beat it out. 1 out double. The most important thing for lefty or righty, get that sinker up in the zone. It'll be a lot easier to handle.
Here's Robinson Cano. 4-game hitting streak. He was 9 for 30 on the trip. Aviles shades up the middle for Cano. Red Sox kind of play him more to pull than most teams because he does go foul line to foul line. Usually don't see teams shift like this for him because he uses the whole field.
You know, when we were in Tampa, we saw Joe Madden really exaggerate the shift on Robinson Cano. And they had a reason for it. They felt like the pitcher that was throwing that night would get ground balls to the right side. Maybe the Red Sox feel the same about Cook with a sinker.
There's a base hit to right field. Charging is Ross. Granderson will hold it third. The throw comes all the way in. A diving stop by Saltalamacchia to hold Cano at first.
Nice play by Saltalamacchia at the end. But a nice piece of hitting again. It looked like an off-speed pitch from Cook, which he doesn't throw a lot. Ball was hit too hard. Ross charges and a good throw. Saltalamacchia thought Gonzalez was going to cut it and then had to lay out at the end. It's a 5-game hitting streak for Robinson Cano. The Yankees in business here in the bottom of the first.
Teixeira's been red hot. 21 hits in his last 61 at-bats. Leading the Yankees with 67 runs batted in. Got a ribby on the bases right now at third, and if he goes extra base hit, there's one at first as well. Pitches a strike on the outside corner.
Well, this is one of those situations. You see the month of July for Mark, pretty impressive. The 6 home runs, 23 RBIs, 333. We talked in spring training. Mark is going to go the other way. That's a freebie right there. Ground ball to shortstop. It's a base hit and RBI. Red Sox shading him to pull on the ground.
Ground ball to second. Let's see if they turn two. There's one. On to first. Not in time as Granderson will score. Teixeira beat the return throw, got an RBI, and tied the game at 1.
Well, Mark Teixeira really hustling down the line, but this is a double play that has to be made. Pedroia to Aviles, and you know Aviles was on the second base side, so he doesn't have momentum going towards first base. The play really developing slow. Mark Teixeira hustling down the line, beats it out, will get an RBI, and the Yankees are on the board.
Good call by Tom Hallion. The foot hit the bag before the ball went into the glove of Gonzalez. So it's a tie game, and here is Raul Ibanez. Count 1-0. Aaron Cook, his last 5 starts, a 2.16 ERA coming into this one. The 1-0. There's a strike. Let's look at the Red Sox defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, Crawford, Ellsbury, and Ross. That's left to right. Infield, Middlebrooks, Aviles, Pedroia, and Gonzalez, third to first. Saltalamacchia behind the plate, and Cook is on the mound. 1-1. 2-1.
Ibanez struggling recently, only 1 hit in his last 15 at bats. Good test for him against Cook right here. If you can take that sinker the other way, right back up the middle, get you back on track.
The 2-1. Foul back, 2-2. So Phil Hughes had a rough top of the first. Only gave up 1 run, though, and the team got it right back for him. Now he hopes to settle down. Runner goes, and the pitch fouled away.
Mark Teixeira trying to catch Aaron Cook sleeping right there. Only has 2 stolen bases on the year. Has been thrown out, but took a shot right there with 2 outs, trying to get himself in the scoring position.
Yankees starting a 9-game homestand tonight. They play 16 of their next 23 games here in the Bronx. The 2-2. Driven deep to right field. Ross back, looking up. See ya! A bullet home run for Ibanez, and the Yankees lead 3-1.
Phil Hughes has got to be loving this right now, but the Red Sox defensively have let Aaron Cook down. Should have had a double play ground ball to get out of the inning. Mark Teixeira hustling down the line. The Red Sox don't convert the double play, and that Raul Ibanez makes them pay with a 2-run shot. Again, a sinker that's up in the zone. He does a nice job getting on top of it, hitting a line drive into the seats. 13th home run of the year.
Now has 44 runs batted in. The Yankees now have a 3-1 lead here in the first inning. Pitch to Andrew Jones is a strike.
But Michael, when I researched the Red Sox today and you look at their offensive numbers, they're pretty good. 5th in the league batting average, 6th in the league in runs, home runs.
Check swing back to Cook, and that will do it. But the Yankees come right back. Red Sox score a run in the top of the first, and then the Yankees score 3. Teixeira beats out an RBI grounder, and then Ibanez beats a 2-run home run into the short porch. Go to the second, 3-1 Yanks. Hamels' recent contract, who is the best remaining starter on the trading block. Here are your choices. Oh, we got to check. We got to cross that out, John. Zach Greinke's out. He just got traded.
Where?
To the Angels. So now it's James Shields, Josh Johnson, and Ryan Dempster. You can text your vote to 42951. Standard text messaging rates apply.
Wow, the Angels going for it, huh?
Trying to catch up to the Rangers. Rangers were also sniffing around, and they're picking them up. Now it's going to be interesting to see how Zach Greinke deals with a big market like that. Just outside of L.A. He's always been comfortable in a smaller market. Middlebrooks with a pop-up. And Ichiro will make the play for the first out. Now when Aaron Cook got to the dugout, here's how he reacted to that inning.
Looks pretty calm.
Not happy. Now you think he's unhappy with the double play not being turned, or himself?
Well, I think that whole bottom of the first inning will be on his mind. He made a pitch to Teixeira. He got the double play ground ball. The Red Sox did not convert. And then he made a terrible pitch to Abanya as a sinker up. He's probably not real happy with the way that whole inning transpired.
And the pitch to Daniel Nava is a strike.
But, Michael, I was going to make a point when that inning ended, and they always tell you never to start a story with 2 outs, and I made a cardinal sin in broadcasting. But if you look at the numbers for the Red Sox, they're not that bad as a club. But maybe that situation there where they don't turn a double play when they have it in front of them turns into a bigger inning. There might be more than the actual numbers on a stat sheet to why they are not playing well and winning games.
You know, you look at the talent, John, and you say this is a team that should be close to first place.
Yeah.
That's how much talent they have. And I know they've had injuries. But if you take it back to September 1st, first let's take a look at the double play that John's talking about, or the double play that wasn't.
And I know Aviles, the shortstop, is on the second base side. He doesn't have momentum going towards first, but that's a play that has to be made when your pitcher makes a big pitch. And then the end result is 3 runs in the inning.
Now, we all know about the September collapse that the Red Sox had. Line drive caught by Cano to retire Nava.
Well, Robinson Cano watched Pedroia in the first inning make a nice play on Derek Jeter, and here he lays out again, full extension. Nice play on Nava, a nice line drive, full extension catch.
They are 56 and 70, John, since September 1st. That's a .444 winning percentage. So at some point, we're here heading into August right now. Maybe they're not good enough. Maybe it's just not the right collection. Maybe the chemistry's not there. This team has not played really solid baseball for a while.
Well, that stretch in September, and we weren't around them every day just watching the highlights, their pitching staff completely fell apart. And I think Lester and Beckett were probably the biggest culprits. And now you look at their numbers early on this year, or not early on, halfway through, they're not very good.
Aviles with a ground ball to Jeter, and the Red Sox go down 1-2-3 in the second inning. Coming up in the bottom of the inning, we're going to get a chance to see Ichiro in pinstripes hitting. August 4th, the Yankees will team up with DKMS to strike out blood cancer. All guests in attendance receive a special red Yankees cap, and they're encouraged to stop by any Delete blood cancer swab station throughout the stadium to swab and register. With a simple swab of your cheek, you have the power to save the life of someone with blood cancer. So please come out to Yankee Stadium on August 4th and get swabbed and help delete blood cancer. Eric Chavez takes low from Cook as we start the bottom of the second inning. Yankees lead 3-1. Chavez is going to be playing a lot of third base with Alex Rodriguez out. And there's a strike. And the thing that falls into the lap now of Joe Girardi, you can't play him that much because Eric has back issues and he might break down. He knows he can't play every day anymore. That's why he doesn't look for that sort of job during the offseason. And they're going to have to keep a close eye and sit him against some left-handers.
And I think Joe Girardi's going to have to actually take it into his own hands. You know, you're going to talk to Eric every day. How do you feel? How's your back feel? Your shoulders? But I think as a manager, you just say, I'm going to give him days off because he's probably not going to tell you the 100% truth about how he feels.
Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. It's a hot night, 85 degrees, 49% humidity, wind 6 miles per hour. It's partly cloudy and the forecast has some late showers in it. Yeah, it's a little humorous, John. A lot of people keep asking, well, what are the Yankees going to do? Are they going to acquire a third baseman? What are they going to do with Alex out for maybe 2 months? And my answer is always, well, if Eric Chavez was on another team, that'd be the perfect guy that you would acquire. So you already have him on your team. You have that guy who's been your backup, who puts up good numbers, who's a 6-time Gold Glove winner. You just have to cross your fingers and hope he stays healthy.
Well, hope he stays healthy and hope the rest of your lineup stays healthy. To be honest with you, look at Jeter, Granderson, Cano, Tex, Ibanez, Jones, Chavez, Ichiro now batting 8th. The lineup is plenty deep enough, in my opinion. Obviously, you miss Alex. You miss his presence in the middle of the lineup. I mean, as an opposing catcher, you're always thinking about where he is, when he's coming up.
Ground ball is short. Aviles. And they get Chavez for the first out. Let's see the reception for Ichiro.
For the first time here in pinstripes, the right fielder, number 31, Ichiro Suzuki.
A nice warm welcome. A lot of fans stood up. Certainly not thunderous, but the crowd chanting Ichiro right now. And there's a strike. A certain Hall of Famer played all of his career in the States for Seattle, and he wraps that one to center field. Ellsbury puts it away for the second out.
Well, he hit that ball hard right at Ellsbury in center field. A good first at bat, nothing to show for it. I kind of thought his quotes were refreshing, Michael. He said, listen, the fans are going to welcome me at Yankee Stadium, but I have to go out there and show what I can do and play well for them. And hopefully they'll keep cheering me the rest of the way. I kind of like that.
This is a great opportunity for him to extend his career.
Yeah.
He's got to put up numbers. He did not look like the old Ichiro in Seattle, and this is a great change of venue for him. And the Yankees did a great job, and the whole organization did it. Randy Levine got a phone call from Howard Lincoln. Randy then told Brian Cashman, the Yankee GM, the scouts were employed to take a look at him. The whole organization worked together to pull in a guy that really can help the team.
And they did it without anybody knowing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this kind of just snuck up on everybody out in Seattle. You changed clubhouses from the Seattle home clubhouse to the visiting side. And really, I mean, you gave up a couple of minor leaguers. Mitchell has a nice sinker, might have a big league career, but you didn't give up a whole lot.
Middlebrooks backhands that ground ball, and that will do it as the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3. So Ichiro will settle in. He's had his first at bat. We go to the third, 3-1 Yanks. Yankees lead 3-1, and there's a shot of the Mohegan Sun Sports Bar situated in center field. The Mohegan Sun Sports Bar is a great place to gather and enjoy the game. Salzburg at the game, our good buddy. Part of our broadcast crew when the games are on My 9. Good man. Here's Ellsbury, and there's a strike. Lincoln scoreboard 3-1, Yankees lead. And a strike, 0-2. Now the Red Sox have a lot of teams in front of them that they have to jump just to get to the second wild card. There are 2 wild cards out of each league right now, and I saw this stat in the Boston Herald. Since 1996, the average win total for the team with the 5th best record in the American League is 89. 89 wins. So the Red Sox have to go 40-23 to reach 89 wins. That's a .635 winning percentage. Fly ball right field. Ichiro is there. Now, is it impossible? Of course it's not. But remember the stat we gave you earlier. Since September 1st of last year, they're playing .444 baseball. So now you're expecting a team that's played that poorly over that stretch of time to jack it up to .635 to get to 89 wins. That's right now the American League wild card. So they've got a lot of teams to jump over.
Well, they can do it if they get Beckett and Lester going and pitching at the dominant level they used to pitch at.
Crawford hits one deep to right. There it goes. See ya. A bullet into the second deck. Yankees lead 3-2. That breaks it 0 for 18 for Crawford. And it's his first home run of the year. And it's also his first hit on the road this year.
Well, you think back to his first at bat, everything that was away, he just flipped at and hit a weak fly ball to left field. This is a curveball that comes right into his wheelhouse, and he hammers it into the second deck in right field. Not quite sure if they wanted to go with that curveball away. It ended up inside, made it a lot easier for Crawford to get the bat head to it. 3-2 ball game.
Inside to Pedroia. The 1-1.
One thing I do like second time through the order for the Red Sox, Phil Hughes going with the curveball a little bit more. Just threw a changeup to Pedroia on a 1-1 count, mixing in some off-speed pitches. Makes that fastball look just a little bit better at 93. Interesting stat on Pedroia, hitting .307 first time facing a starting pitcher and just .230 the next time. Usually it's the other way around.
Driven the other way by Pedroia. Foul ball.
Well, Michael, you were talking about the Red Sox maybe going on a winning streak and trying to get into that wild card contention. Their general manager, Ben Cherington, is here in New York this weekend. As it was very visible in the clubhouse, was visible out on the field. I'm sure paying attention to what Bobby Valentine's club is going to do here this weekend, and it might make up his mind. Are they going to sell off some pieces? Or are they going to be aggressive at the trade deadline? We'll see.
2-2. Let's take a look at the wild card standings again, John, because this is going to be interesting. We told you that the Angels just acquired Zach Greinke. So you would think that they're okay with, I mean, with the rotation they run out, Wilson, Weaver, and Greinke, they'd be tough in any playoff series. Are the Red Sox better than the Tigers? The Athletics, the Orioles, you don't know about those teams. The Rays, we don't know if they're going to trade one of their starters, but the Red Sox have to jump over some decent teams. But Ben Cherington said today in the Herald, you know what, we're just as good as the teams that are ahead of us.
On paper, I agree with him. You know, and online today doing research, I'm saying this team should be better than below 500.
Grounded to third, Chavez. 2 away.
Well, that man right there pitching tomorrow afternoon, coming off a terrible outing his last time out. He's a better pitcher than what he has done this year. They're combined 13 and 24 when Lester and Beckett start games.
And that's their ace. Their ace 1-2, and they've got to win with those two guys. If they don't, then you're going to fall into losing streaks because you expect your aces to stop the losing. There's a strike to Gonzalez.
You know what, though, getting back to Ben Cherington, the general manager, players pay attention when your GM is around. He's on a road trip. He's out on the field during batting practice. He's in the clubhouse. That gets your attention as a ball club and as a player that, you know what, there's a reason he's here. We'll see what kind of a series they have this weekend.
Count 1-2. Count 2-2. Darryl Strawberry in the house. The straw man. Still looks like he could play. And the 2-2. Lined into center field. Granderson in there for the play, and that will do it. But the Red Sox inch closer as Phil Hughes gives up another home run. This one a beauty into the second deck. We're going to go to the bottom of the third inning and the top of the Yankee order.
Baseball. I'm Meredith Morakvitz with some news and notes from around the clubhouse. As I reported on the pregame show, Nick Swisher once again out of the lineup with that left hip flexor strain. Nick was actually here at the stadium yesterday on his off day with Kevin Long. He went through some drills, also took BP, reported no pain in that left leg. He was back at it again today, ran the bases, was taking batting practice, also did some defensive drills. I caught up with him after that, asked him if he felt anything at all in that left leg. He said no. He actually went on to say he believes he could pinch hit tonight, but Joe Girardi indicated that he'll stay away from him this evening. Said we'll see about tomorrow. Nick Swisher certainly itching to get back in the lineup, but he understands why the organization is being cautious. Also noteworthy, there was a Jabba Chamberlain sighting here at the stadium. He threw a bullpen session here earlier today for Larry Rothschild. He's feeling good, both the ankle and the elbow, no pain at all. He's been clocked at 94 to 100 miles an hour and said sometimes rest just does the body good. The next step for him will be a rehab appearance at AA Trenton. And after that, they'll likely give him a few more. Jabba Chamberlain said he's not exactly sure how many more rehab appearances he needs to make, but did say that it'll be a few. And right now, it's about getting him into some different situations, refining his stuff and how he attacks hitter. And you only get that with more repetition. But the important thing there as well, he feels 100% healthy and ready to return and contribute to this club.
Well, thanks, Meredith. And if you get Jabba Chamberlain back, John, it's like making a big trade for a big bullpen arm.
Yeah, I'm still amazed that every time he goes out there and pitches. I mean, I thought in spring training this guy's done for the year. You worry about his career. Now there's a possibility he's going to be back. I mean, probably you're talking matter of days, a week, maybe 2 weeks at this point. Be a big boost for the Yankees in their pen.
Well, you get a rehab clock, and that clock ends. They have to bring him up before that clock ends, which is the first week of August. So we'll probably see him before August 6th, maybe before the Yankees hit the road again. And that would be a big boost to this bullpen. And as for Swisher, injuries of that sort, John, you know this. When a player says he's okay, you give him one more day.
Yeah, at least one more, maybe two. I remember Gene Monahan, the great Yankee trainer, always would say, okay, you feel good today, we'll see you in 2. And that's the right way to go right now. The Yankees playing that tough trip, but a big lead. They'll be fine. Give Nick another day or 2.
Granderson grounds one foul. He had a double in the first inning, scored the Yankees' first run. Yankees lead 3-2 in the bottom of the 3rd.
I think Brian Cashman's in a good spot right now, GM of the Yankees. I mean, he does not have to go out there and make a move. You got Andy Pettit working his way back. Jabba's going to be back sooner than later. Alex Rodriguez, you miss him for a few weeks, but he'll be back down the stretch. I mean, you got some big pieces coming.
The 0-1. And Brian also said, he was very honest with the media. He said, I'm not making phone calls. He said, I'm not. You know, we're okay right now. He's taking phone calls, but he's not hunting out there and picking up a phone and go, do you have this guy available? He's not doing that. Obviously, he'll listen when people want to call, but he is not pursuing anything. If anything falls in his lap that he likes, I guess he can make the deal. But as John, you said this earlier, no one heard anything about Ichiro until the deal was made. And sometimes the trade deadline is 4 p.m. on Tuesday. You keep hearing it. You keep hearing it. A lot of times it doesn't happen. It's the ones that are stealth that all of a sudden pop up. Those are the trades that are made.
Yeah, I guess Greinke, I mean, everybody kind of knew he was going to get moved. And, you know, the GM, Melvin, out there in Milwaukee said it was going to happen. And it did today, going to the Angels. It's more the deals that you don't hear about that surprise you and end up being big pieces.
And also, you have to watch right around this time is how a team plays as the trade deadline approaches. Because you could change your GM's mind. Doug Melvin, the GM of the Brewers, loves Greinke. He said he's like a son to me. He's been great here, but they played themselves out of contention. So he dealt them because he's in the last year of his contract. And what the Red Sox do this weekend could dictate what Ben Cherington does. So that's why it's a big weekend for them. 2-2. Grounded up the middle and threw for a base hit, a nice single as Jeter removed the 3rd. Aviles looked at Pedroia, Pedroia looked at Aviles, and they both looked at the ball rolling in the center field.
Well, in the pitcher scatter report, we talked about Cook being a ground ball pitcher and defense was going to be a factor. A ball that he probably should have knocked down. It looked like the shortstop Aviles thought that Cook was going to get it. He let up on it a little bit, thinking there was a possibility of a double play. It's a base hit in their center field on a ball that at the least should be knocked down. And again, maybe another point of why the Red Sox maybe aren't playing above 500 baseball.
Valentine said today it's time for the Red Sox to take off. It's now the time to start playing better. Now, you can say it, but you've got to do it. The team is trailing 3-2, bottom of the 3rd. Count 1-0 to Cano. Cano singled to right in the first inning. Count 2-0.
Five hits against Cook already in this ball game, and the sinker looks like it's going a little more side to side than down in the zone, like the Red Sox would like it to. Great opportunity here for Robinson Cano. 2-0. Get a sinker up. Make sure you can get underneath it and elevate it.
2-1. Along with John Flaherty and Meredith Murakovitz, I'm Michael Kay. You're watching Yankees baseball right here on Yes. Junichi Tazawa is up in the Red Sox bullpen. We thank you for spending part of your Friday evening with us. Yankees lead the Red Sox 3-2, bottom of the third. Fakes the third, fakes the first. Cook has only pitched at this Yankee Stadium once. When he was at the Rockies, didn't pitch well. And one time at the old Yankee Stadium, pitched 3 innings in the All-Star game in 2008. Foul back. And you would think that this is the type of pitcher that could do well at this ballpark if he pitches the way he's supposed to. You'd want a sinker baller here at this ballpark.
Yeah, and just watching him and nobody out here in the third inning, he's gotten 6 outs in this ball game, but a lot of the sinkers are going side to side. You know, Banya's got one way up in the zone that ended up in the seats. Nice time for him to get that sinker down in the zone. Try to get yourself a double play ball. You trade the run for 2 outs.
Count full. There's Java. And the payoff. Grounded to Gonzalez. He only gets 1. Fires the third and cheaters back. So he didn't want to take the easy 2 and give up the run, so he just takes the out at first base.
If I'm in the third inning and I get an opportunity to get 2 outs and give up a run here, I'm taking it. Gonzalez decides to check Derek, go back to the bag. Then he has Derek caught up in between, and he doesn't make the throw in time. Derek reading the play all the way, caught no man's land, is able to get back. I'm thinking I would have taken the 2 outs, given up the run, 4-2 ball game, and take my chances with my offense. Still a possibility for the Yankees to have a big inning here in the third.
Infield is back, and they will give up the run at third with 1 out and Teixeira at the plate. Breaking ball strike, 0-1. Fly ball, left field. That's going to get a run in. Crawford makes the catch. Cheater tags. The throw comes into third. Yankees lead 4-2 on the sac fly by Teixeira, his second ribby of the night.
Well, Mark has earned both of the RBIs, hustling down the line to beat out a possible double play to get his first RBI of the evening. And then getting underneath the sinker here and elevating it to left field, a routine sacrifice fly. Nice job of situational hitting. Get the ball up in the air, get underneath the sinker, and he did a nice job.
And an intentional walk to Ibanez, who homered against Cook his first time up.
Mentioned Cook, a batting average 173 with right-handers against him this year. That's third in the American League, third lowest. And Bobby Valentine going to take his chances with Andrew Jones.
So an intentional walk to Ibanez. First and second, 2 outs for Andrew Jones. As Saltalamacchia goes out and talks with Cook. The reason behind that decision, Ibanez against Cook, 6 for 12 in his career. Jones against Cook, 2 for 13. And a strike. Fastball. Count 0-1. Yankees lead 4-2. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Foul back, 0-2. First and second. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got a fastball by him, and that'll do it. But the Yankees get a run on 2 hits. They leave 2. We're going to go to the 4th. Yankees lead 4-2. Cody Ross will lead it off. For the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz, let's take a look at the question. Granderson was 4th and Ellsbury was 2nd in last season's American League MVP voting, who were the only 3 American League center fielders since Mickey Mantle in 1962 to win the AL MVP. We'll find that out in the bottom of the 4th. Cody Ross leads off in the top of the 4th. And there's a strike. Ross doubled into the Yankees bullpen in the 1st inning. Yankees caught a break. Adrian Gonzalez would have scored on that, but when the ball bounced into the bullpen, got a double, and Gonzalez went to 3rd. 1-1. Red Sox 2 runs coming on home runs. Dustin Pedroia and Carl Crawford, as Phil Hughes has now given up 16 home runs here in the Bronx. And despite surrendering the long ball here. He has not done poorly here of late. 5-1, 2.85 in his last 7 home starts. Got off to a rocky start here, though. 0-3, 7.53 in his previous 3 home starts. Count 3-2.
Looking at Phil Hughes and his percentages on his pitches today. Fastball percentage, 66% of the time he throws a fastball. He's pretty much gotten rid of the cutter, only about 3%. Throwing the curveball a little bit, or changeup a little bit more. A good curveball there. About 20% of the time he throws a curveball, throws a good one on a 3-2 count. Really a lot for a hitter to think about there. Fastball, curveball, changeups are a little bit more than last year. He got rid of the cutter, which really was not a very good pitch for him.
Ross pops it up. Teixeira will make the play for the first out. Friday evening here in New York City. Big crowd at the stadium. First game of a 3-game set. One of the great rivalries in sports. As that one is driven out to left field, Ibanez back, still back, looking up. See ya! A home run by Saltalamacchia. The 3rd home run allowed by Hughes. Saltalamacchia is 20th, and the Yankees lead 4-3.
Saltalamacchia is a strong man, his 20th home run of the year. And when he makes solid contact, they go a long way. This is impressive, going the other way against Phil Hughes on a fastball that wasn't a terrible pitch. Had to go down and get it, elevates it a little bit, and this is no cheapie. Gets out of here with plenty of room to spare. Batting average not what you would kind of want it to be, but plenty of power with those 20 home runs.
Popped up. Teixeira lost it for a moment, now found it and makes the play. Spread his hands out as if to say, where is it? It's that time of the night where the lights aren't really quite taking effect, but he did regain sight of the baseball.
Yeah, you hear all the time a high sky during day games. Well, this is kind of that twilight where the lights haven't taken over. Sometimes it's tough to pick up a pop-up. Background with the baseball. Nice concentration by Mark Teixeira to stick with it. Trouble there. It stays with it and makes the play. Has a little grin on his face.
You see, he said, I lost it for a second. Here's Nava. And a strike. Chop towards short. Jeter charges, gets a nice hop, and that will do it. But another home run. Hughes has allowed 3. It's 4-3. Yankees leading. Coming up for the Yankees, Chavez and Ichiro got his first roll call. Made it out his first time up at bat number 2. Coming up in the bottom of the 4th. The quiz that involves MVPs in center. Granderson was 4th and Ellsbury 2nd in last year's MVP voting. There's a strike to Chavez, who were the only 3 American League center fielders since Mantle in '62 to win the American League award. And the answer is Griffey, Yount, and Lynn. Ball gets away from Saltalamacchia. And Fred Lynn won it when he was a Rookie of the Year as well. The only other player to win a Rookie of the Year and an MVP in the same year is Ichiro. Fred Lynn and Ichiro. And Mr. Trout in Anaheim is trying to make a run at it this year.
He's got a chance.
The 2-1. High drive, right field. Going back, Ellsbury, and he makes the play right in front of the wall for the first out.
Well, just like Mark Teixeira had a little bit of problems with the pop-up, Cody Ross in right field had trouble picking this fly ball up, but Ellsbury stays with it, calls it right on the track in front of the wall. Tough time of night trying to track these fly balls. Cody Ross in right field puts his hands up. I have no idea, and Ellsbury is there to make the play.
And that's going to bring up Ichiro. Hit sharply and through for a base hit. His first Yankee Stadium hit as a Yankee. And he now has a very modest 4-game hitting streak, a hit a game. In BP, he put on a show. He can hit the ball out. And there's some thought that he's going to try to jump and pull some pitches in this ballpark. I've seen scouts say that they're just blown away by what he does in spring in BP, and I heard the same thing about Wade Boggs.
Wade Boggs, it's the first thing I thought of. Wade Boggs could put on a power display like no other, but I go back to 11 and a half years in Seattle, and he's had that type of power, and he's never gotten to the point where he said, I'm just going to try to jack home runs. I don't see him going away from his approach just because of the short porch in right field. I don't know what you think.
I don't think he would do it on a regular basis, but I think he will take aim every now and then.
Catching behind him when he first came into the league, it was tough to try to figure out how are we going to get this guy out.
That one is driven deep to left field off the bat of Martin. There it goes. See ya. A long 2-run home run for Russell Martin. And the Yankees lead 6-3.
Russell Martin not having the type of offensive year batting average wise, hanging in the 180s, but he's starting to drive the ball a little bit. His 11th home run of the year, and he gets underneath the sinker, down and in, and hits it a long way. A 2-run shot. It'll be your Coors Light cold hard blast. The Red Sox Yankees playing a little long ball tonight here at Yankee Stadium.
Well, everything is kind of coming together for that. A ballpark that yields home runs, a hot, humid night, and pitchers that are getting the balls up in the zone. You'll see a lot of home runs, and so far we have. Pitch outside to Jeter.
You wonder where Russell Martin's mindset is. I mean, we're getting close to getting into August, and he has a batting average in the 180s. Now, obviously, he's not going to be able to get that batting average up to where he normally expects it to be.
Ground ball to second. Pedroia retires Jeter for the second out.
But if Martin gets hot in the power department, you know, gets 15, 18 home runs, he could salvage his season as the Red Sox bullpen getting loose.
Zazawa was throwing earlier. Now the lefty Franklin Morales joins in. Pitch to Granderson is a strike. Count 1-1. Granderson's 2 for 2 against Cook. Yankees have 7 hits so far. And they belted 2 home runs. 2-run shot by Ibanez and a 2-run shot by Martin. Red Sox have 3 home runs. But the Yankees fortunate that all 3 solo shots. 1 by Pedroia, 1 by Crawford, and 1 by Saltalamacchia. Nubbed in front of the plate. Saltalamacchia grabs it in fair territory, makes the play, and that will do it. For the Yankees, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. The big blow off the bat of Russell Martin. For Martin, his 11th home run for the Yankees, a 6-3 lead. Go to the 5th inning, and Yankees are leading 6-3. There have been 5 home runs between the 2 teams, 3 by the Yanks and 3 by the Red Sox, 2 by the Yanks. Cadillac scoreboard shows Yanks up 6-3. Count 1-1. A lot of people on Twitter, John, are asking how come we didn't include Josh Hamilton in the MVPs for center fielders, and he played the majority of his games that year as a left fielder. So that's why he is not part of that group. But thank you for tweeting in. The 1-2. Fouled away.
You've really taken to this Twitter thing, huh?
Love it. There's such joy and mirthfulness on Twitter. It's great.
Mirthfulness?
Mirthfulness.
Yes.
Let's just go with mirth. I think I made mirthfulness up. The 1-2. Count 2-2. Misses outside, 3-2. Strike 3. Avila's down looking. Let's go back to the studio and check in again with Bob Lorenz. Bob? An amazing run. Thank you, Bob. So we'll keep an eye on that game as the Orioles are in second place in the East, and the A's just trying to stay entrenched in that wild card race.
Well, the A's on fire, like Bob mentioned, but I mean, it kind of forces the Angels' hand a little bit and the Rangers' hand. And the Angels went out and made a big deal today for Greinke, but the A's coming out of nowhere, sweeping the Yankees out in Oakland.
Foul back.
Where the second wild card opportunity too for clubs going to make it interesting for GMs come the trade deadline.
And a count 2-1. And the pitch. 2-2.
Pretty good job by Phil Hughes here in this inning, dotting that fastball in the corner. He got Aviles looking down and away. A good fastball there to Ellsbury in the outer half on a 2-1 pitch.
Slapped the other way, and it slices foul into the seats.
Velocity's gotten a little bit better at 94, but he's tightened up the location.
That's the breakdown. 80 pitches, and the second inning was his easiest pitch count wise. 28 in the first. And there's a walk to Ellsbury. John, with the 3 home runs that Hughes has allowed in this game, he's given up 25 on the season. Is that a concern? Or is he okay because a lot of them are solo shots?
Well, I mean, it's a concern. Every time you make a mistake, it ends up in the seats. You see he's tied with Jason Vargas from Seattle with 25. You know, there's a saying, the solo home runs won't beat you, which is true, I believe. But when you're giving up 3 in 4 innings, you're kind of testing that theory. But Michael, every time I watch Phil Hughes pitch, I think back to the catching days, and it would be nice to have a 2-seam sinking fastball to go to every once in a while, where if he gets in a very predictable fastball count, you can throw a 2-seamer with movement down and away and take your chances with a ground ball. Not saying he has to be a 2-seam pitcher, a sinker ball pitcher, but if you have that weapon in your arsenal, you could get some easy outs on some in some fastball counts.
Crawford has one of the home runs. That one he grounds foul. And Crawford's was a laser shot into the second deck and right.
I would be surprised if they go with that curveball again on the inner half. They kind of did Crawford a favor, and that it sped up his bat. First at bat, he was hitting weak fly balls to left field. Made a mistake with the curveball. He hit it into the seats. I'd be surprised if they went with something maybe down and away or hard in. Stay away from that curveball down and in.
Some rumors in the paper in Boston that the Red Sox explored a deal for Carl Crawford for Jose Reyes of the Marlins. 2 big contracts. But that was quickly dismissed. I don't know from which side, but the Marlins seem to be in a sell mode. Got rid of Hanley Ramirez. There's some talk about maybe dealing Josh Johnson. And Crawford has not worked out in Boston. And Boston's had a revolving door at shortstop for about 5-6 years. If you get Reyes, that would solve that. One big contract for another, but that's a deal that wouldn't get done or didn't get done.
Now, I heard from somebody, I'm not 100% sure how true this is, that the attendance at the new stadium in Miami may be 20,000 a game, 25,000 a game?
You know what? I think I could look it up, but I don't think they're drawing huge crowds.
And it was funny because it was a relative that I talked to from Miami, and he was all excited because he thought that was a big crowd compared to the old stadium, Joe Robbie. But for a new stadium not to be selling out every day, it's got to be a major concern there in Miami.
Miami averages 28,561 a game. Swing and a miss. Crawford down on strikes. Follow the Yankees with the MLB.com @Bat12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text that BAT to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details. Well, compared to what they used to draw in the football stadium, that's pretty good.
Pretty good, but if you build a new stadium,
right, the first year,
you're pretty much guaranteeing we're selling out every game. To be at 28,000 at an average, that's an alarming number to me.
Runner on first, 2 outs. Pedroia at the plate. Dustin with a home run in the first inning. And a breaking ball strike. His pitch count's getting up there. He's at 89 right now with 2 outs in the 5th.
He's thrown some good off-speed pitches here in the 5th, though. A changeup to Crawford to get the strikeout down and away. Really sold it with his arm action. The location was perfect. A nice curveball to get him ahead to count there.
Fly ball right field. Backing up Ichiro on the warning track. He makes the play for the final out of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It'll be Cano, Teixeira, and Ibanez in the bottom of the inning. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. By Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. And by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. All right, we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here at the stadium, and Bobby Valentine makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T. And it goes to the left-hander, Franklin Morales. So Aaron Cook struggled in his 4 innings, and he leaves trailing 6-3. Those are the numbers on Morales. He made 5 starts. Good ERA, 3.46, 58 strikeouts in 54 and 2/3 innings. The numbers are not bad.
He's done a nice job on lefties, too. 189 batting average against without a home run.
Cano's 1 for 2 tonight. Cadillac scoreboard 6-7-0, leading 3-5-0. You see how he'd be tough on lefties. Count 1-0. Kind of slingshots the ball up there. Nice breaking ball. And 2 of the 3 batters due up this inning are left-handers. Cano, switch hitter Teixeira, Ibanez a left-hander. Coming into tonight, the starters have not done the job. 12th in the American League. The bullpen actually has done a good job. 3.11 third in the American League. Laced into center field and caught by Ellsbury for the first out.
That bullpen should get better with Andrew Bailey, closer, coming back. That thumb surgery. Again, it goes back to that theme, Michael. If they can figure out their rotation and get them on a good roll the last couple of months, that's really their only shot to get back in it.
Teixeira with 2 RBIs. Probably the biggest play Teixeira made was with his feet in the first inning. He grounded into what looked like it was going to be an inning-ending double play. Mike Aviles had trouble getting the ball out of his glove, kind of double clutched at second base, took his time, and Teixeira beat it out. That allowed a run to score and allowed Ibanez to come up to the plate and hit a 2-run home run. So if the play was made defensively behind Cook, it would have been a scoreless first inning. And there's Mike. And here's this play.
Cook makes the pitch, gets himself a double play ground ball, and just a little bit of trouble around the bag for Aviles. It doesn't happen as quickly as it should, and Mark Teixeira hustling down the line beats it out. A huge play in this game.
And I said double clutch, and after I look at it, he really didn't double clutch. He just, it looked like he was trying to find the right footing, and as a shortstop, you're usually coming the other way around the bag and moving toward first, and he just looked uncomfortable. So he didn't double clutch. He just kind of looked lost there. Strike 3, Teixeira down looking. 2 outs. And here's Ibanez. Hit his 13th home run of the year in the first inning, a 2-run shot.
Ibanez in the home run. I always think of him as being an up-out over the plate hitter that'll hit it the other way. For him to get on top of that ball and hammer it to right field, pretty impressive swing. Usually you see him drive the ball that's down and in. But to get on top of a pitch that up and away and be able to pull it into the seats, pretty impressive. Struggling a little bit lately.
On 3-1. Big shift on for Ibanez. 3 infielders on the right side. And Ibanez walks. So Morales walks the lefty with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Andrew Jones. Jones has good numbers against Morales and limited at bats, 2 for 3, but both hits were home runs. And a strike. Lined into center field. Ellsbury's there, and that will do it here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left for the Yankees. We go to the 6th. Adrian Gonzalez will lead off against Phil Hughes. It's time for another look at tonight's Toyota Text Poll. We'll tell you the question again. With Cole Hamels' recent contract, who's the best remaining starter on the trading block? You've been texting us at 42951. Here's how you voted. 48% say it's James Big Game Shields.
He's having a down year, too.
I think the best pitcher on that list is Josh Johnson. Be interesting to see if the Rays decide to trade James Shields. Now, I'm sure there's a market out there. A lot of teams need pitching. Well,
he's under control for a few more years, right? Contract-wise, kind of having a down year. Had a huge year last year.
They think they've got the young pitching that could fill in that slot in the rotation. And you know, even though he's under their control, he's still going to cost more money as the years go by. And they certainly deal from austerity.
They're looking forward to getting Longoria back soon. I read something that he was going to be a DH for a little while until he can get his hamstring 100% right out in the field. Rays looking for offense, and the Red Sox will welcome Big Papi back in a few days. Was in a good mood today around the batting cage, feeling good.
Gonzalez pops it up. Teixeira is there. 1 down. Hey, tomorrow and Sunday, turn to Yes after the nationally broadcast Red Sox-Yankees games for complete post-game coverage with Tri-State Ford Extra Innings. Get comprehensive insight and analysis from the network that knows the Yankees best. It's the Tri-State Ford Extra Innings show. It's only on Yes. That's our post-game show. It's a real elaborate name for a post-game show.
I'll be there.
You're going to be part of it.
I will be.
You, Jack, and Bob. The whole gang's together.
No, we refer to Bob as the great Bob Lorenz.
Okay.
And then Jack Curry and John Flaherty just follow.
All right. I will forever refer to him that way. Count 1-1. One to Ross. Now, I know you were around the cage with the Red Sox, John. Did they say that this is a big series? Did they say we have to win X amount of games out of the 3? Do we have to sweep?
They weren't talking that way around the cage. I mean, I read some of the media reports where they admitted, Gonzalez admitted that they had to take 2 out of 3, possibly sweep.
High fly ball. Granderson drifts over and makes the play.
You know what, you did get the feeling, Michael, that they know this is a huge series, that their year, the rest of their year, is probably determined on how this weekend goes. I think they're looking for that one good series to kind of get them going confidence-wise and try to get on a good run. They've been a very, very inconsistent club through the first 4 months.
Well, they put themselves behind the 8 ball 2 years in a row. Last year they started off poorly. This year 4-10. And following the September, when they were 9-20, they had to get off to a good start. Otherwise, those demons would start to creep back in, and I think that might have happened under a new manager. Just didn't get it done. 4-10 was not the way to start.
Now, you've been talking to Bobby Valentine all year long. Do you sense that he's a little more comfortable at this point than he was early on?
No.
No.
No, I don't sense that this is the same Bobby Valentine that managed the Mets. I think this is Bobby Valentine light. I think they've kind of took away some of his personality. Swing and a miss. Saltalamacchia down on strikes. A nice bounce back inning for Phil Hughes. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. Chavez, Ichiro, and Martin coming up. Toyota, the official hybrid of the New York Yankees. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Chavez, Ichiro Suzuki, and Russell Martin for Franklin Morales to take over and try to deal with. He came in, pitched the scoreless 5th inning. Now this is his 2nd inning of work in relief of Aaron Cook. Chavez hit one deep to right center, run down by Ellsbury right in front of the wall of the 4th, and he's 0 for 2, also grounded to short. Eric's starting to get to a little bit of a slide. 1 hit in his last 15 at bats. Still hitting a solid 263.
Not 100% sure how Joe Girardi's going to do it, but with the lefty Lester going tomorrow afternoon, you'd expect Jason Nix maybe to be playing 3rd base tomorrow.
Popped up, shallow left. A long run for Arvilas, and he makes the play in foul territory for the 1st out. And that'll bring up Ichiro. Bobby Valentine is a gigantic fan of Suzuki. When he was put up for bid, and Bobby was the Met manager, he told them to make a bid and try to get him. The Mariners outbid everybody and signed Ichiro, and the rest is history. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. And at the time, Bobby said, I think he's going to be one of the top 20 players in baseball when he comes over here. And Bobby has said since then, I was dead wrong. He's one of the top 5 players in baseball. And I asked him today, do you think he's going to help the Yankees? And he paused and he said, unfortunately, I think he's going to help them a lot. He said it was a great pick.
I remember the time when he came over, 11.5 years ago?
Served into left field. And Crawford fights it into his glove for the second out. Must have got caught in the lights.
Carl Crawford had a tough time picking this up, but a great athlete out in left field is able to slip, lose his balance, and still make the play. I was saying 11.5 years ago, you tried to figure out how to pitch to Ichiro with that swing and kind of how he glides towards the pitcher. We always tried to pound him inside. Another look at Crawford and the nice play. And he would pick his spots like we talked about earlier, try to jump you and pull a ball and try to hit one in the seats. And then you'd go back away and it plays right into his strength like he did right there, hitting the ball the other way, slapping some balls on the ground, using his speed to beat out base hits. Doesn't quite run like he used to. Still will pick up his share of infield hits.
He has such an odd way of hitting. I talked to our colleague Lou Piniella the other day, and Lou said, I can't nor would I teach anybody to hit that way, but he can hit that way. He's running to first base. You know, he's bailing. But Lou said something interesting. He bails with his lower body, but he never bails with his top.
He always keeps his hands back. His body will glide towards the pitcher, but his hands are back and strong. But whenever you see that much movement in a hitter, you always want to go inside. Watch the lower half. Leg kick out towards the pitcher, and he really extends towards the field. The good news is he keeps the bat in the hitting zone so long that he'll be a great off-speed hitter. He has been his whole career. If you pitch him inside and he expands off the plate, that's where you can get him out. You always could. Problem is you make a mistake in there, it could end up going a long way.
The 2-2. 3-2. And the payoff is low as Russell Martin works a 2-out walk against Morales. Back to the top of the lineup and Jeter. There's a strike. This comprehensive telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Jeter 1 for 3 tonight. Singleton scored in the third inning. 2 outs, runner on first base, 1-1 count on the captain. Fly ball down the right field line, but it'll make the seats. Yankees went out to the West Coast, had a 10-game lead over their closest pursuer. They ended up going 2-5 on the 7-game road trip. They lost 4 in a row to the A's. Then they managed to take 2 or 3 against Seattle. And 2-5, you can't really spin it that it was a good road trip, but considering they only lost 2.5 games in the standings, they have to feel good. They took their last West Coast trip off the schedule, and they came back with a 7.5 game lead over the second place team. This time it's the Orioles. Red Sox coming into this game in last place. Just got a piece. It's also a little strange, John, wouldn't you think? Getting your West Coast obligation done before the end of July. That's pretty good. Every team would hope for that.
No, you're 100% right. You scratch it off the schedule. Now you look forward to the rest of the year, the final 2 months. You don't have to worry about going out and long travel. Playing good teams out there, too. The Angels would say they're going to be a better team in the second half than they were in the first. The A's playing good baseball.
We mentioned the Orioles in second place, John, and the Orioles had trailed 5-0 to a red-hot Oakland team that swept the Yankees. And everybody keeps dismissing the Orioles. Well, they're not quite ready yet. Well, now the Orioles lead 6-5 in that game against an Oakland team that can really pitch. That game's at Camden Yards.
The Yankees will get a good look at Baltimore next, right? They come in after the Red Sox.
Swing and a miss. Cheater down on strikes. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. Phil Hughes is going to pitch the 7th, and he will face Will Middlebrooks to start it off. The K by K brought to you by Mazda.
Well, Phil Hughes has a couple. Salta Lamaki on the fastball. Another fastball down and away to the shortstop Aviles. A good changeup to Carl Crawford. And then a fastball right by Salta Lamakia. 4 strikeouts for Phil Hughes.
Middlebrooks will lead off. Good breaking ball, but outside. 1-0. Cadillac scoreboard 6-3 Yankees lead. And a strike, 1-1. Middlebrooks has been so good that the Red Sox felt compelled to trade Kevin Youkilis, who was not having a good year and didn't seem as if he was getting along very well with the manager, Bobby Valentine. You see double-barreled action in the Yankee bullpen. as Middlebrook swings and misses. Unfortunately for the Red Sox, Euclid has gone to the White Sox and just done an unbelievable job. But the Red Sox are committed to Middlebrooks at third. Let's take a look now at the game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. Yankees 6 runs on 7 hits. Red Sox 3 runs on 5 hits, 3 solo home runs. Ibanez a 2-run shot for the Yankees in the first. Phil Hughes has allowed those 3 solo home runs, and Russell Martin has a 2-run home run for the Yankees as well. Here's Daniel Nava. He's 0 for 2. Hammered foul.
Since Phil Hughes gave up that home run to Saltalamacchia the other way, he's really seemed to settle in a little bit, finding his rhythm in the 5th, 6th, and now the 7th inning with a leadoff strikeout of Middlebrooks. Nice outing for him. The pitch count up at 106. Gave up 3 solo home runs, but if he can finish up strong, be a good night.
Popped up. Martin and Chavez. Chavez calls him off to make the play for the second out.
A little smile on Eric Chavez's face when a ball is up that high. The catcher, believe me, wants a third baseman to call him off. An easier play for the third baseman coming in. 2 quick outs here for Phil Hughes in the 7th.
Mike Aviles is 0 for 2. Still throwing hard, 93 miles an hour.
Did a nice job in the middle of this game as Andrew Miller getting loose, left-hander, as Phil Hughes tightened up the location a little bit. Good example of it right there. Down and away, dotting the outside corner, a tough pitch to hit. If you can locate like that, you have some good nights.
Popped up. He has retired the last 8 in a row since his walk to Ellsbury in the 5th. So the Red Sox go down in order 1-2-3. A good solid 7 innings for Phil Hughes. At the end of 6.5, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees lead the Red Sox 6-3, but we stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
And offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
To
John?
The great Bob
That
Lorenz.
was the great Bob Lorenz, and we will hear more from him and from Meredith and from Jack Curry on our post-game show. New member of the Yes family. That's right. Savannah Lucia Sheeran. You know Chris Sheeran from his work here on Yes. His wife Jackie gave birth to Savannah. So welcome to the world, Savannah Lucia Sheeran. Good stuff.
Beautiful name.
Absolutely. I wonder if she's going to be really afraid the first time she sees Chris's bald head. I'm just wondering. Andrew Miller, new Red Sox pitcher. Now, a new life comes into the world, and we want to say farewell from our traveling Yes party to our good buddy Josh Isaac. He has been our tape AD. He's outstanding at what he does, the replays, the K by Ks, all that. That's him. And he has been promoted. And so the studio's gain is our loss. He's going to be a producer in the studio. And he started out 11 seasons ago when Yes began as a runner. And he is now going to be our boss one day. I'd say another 10, 15 years we'll be answering to Josh. But congratulations to Josh. We're happy for him.
Well, we're happy for him, so we really have to be nice to him, huh? We're going to answer to him.
That's the way it works. Fly ball off the bat of Granderson. One away. Do you know where Josh actually started? I said he was a runner, but he was actually a runner for Susan Waldman when Susan used to be our clubhouse reporter. And she called him Little Joshy. And Little Joshy's now a big-time producer.
Well, you know, the good news for me, I know there's Susan. I know you don't slum it in the studio with us an awful lot, but I'll be able to see Josh a lot in the studio if he's going to be producing.
I don't slum it because I don't belong on the same level as the great Bob Lorenz. That's his bailiwick there, not mine. Cadillac scoreboard, 6-3 Yankees.
No, now it's Josh's. It's his domain.
Well, congratulations to Josh. We're very happy for him, and we will miss him on the road. He's such a joy to be with. Cano was 1 for 3. That extended his modest streak to 5 straight, and he's hitting 28 of his last 29 games. Got a 23-game hitting streak that was snapped. And there's another base hit for Cano. David Robertson getting ready. Also, I don't know if you realize this, John, our technical director, little Tommy Kultz, is going to be marrying Amy Wentz back home in Detroit tomorrow. So they're going to walk down the aisle. So good luck.
How old is
Tommy?
He?
Little Tommy?
Yeah, I was little Tommy.
I think he's 27.
Oh, okay.
Well, wait a minute. We used to call Jim Cott Kitty when he was in his 60s. Is that okay?
No, that's fine. I'm trying to find out how old little Tommy is to set himself up for the second half of his life. The greater half of his life.
So you're wondering when little gets tossed aside.
Exactly.
I think when you're 35, you can no longer be little Tommy. Count 2-1 to Mark Teixeira. Runner on first, 1 man out. Bottom of the 7th inning. Yankees leading the Red Sox 6-3. Red Sox took a 1-0 lead top of the first on the Pedroia home run. Yankees came back with 3 in the bottom of the first, and they've led since then. Aaron Cook started for the Red Sox, lasted 4 innings. Then Franklin Morales, 2 scoreless innings. And now Andrew Miller.
Back-to-back lefties for the Red Sox coming out of the pen. Hard throwers, 97 miles an hour from Miller. He's having an outstanding year. Hitters hitting below 200 off of him. Lefties 135.
Strike 3. Teixeira down looking.
That's a tough at bat for Mark Teixeira. You face 97 miles an hour up in the zone, and then Miller comes back with a backdoor breaking ball on a 3-2 count. Looked like it had the plate. Only question was whether it was too high. It was not. Home plate umpire Alfonso Marquez makes the call. It's a pretty good night for a home plate umpire. This is the first time we've called his name where there's been a questionable pitch. Good night for an umpire when you do not recognize him behind the plate. Marquez has had a good night. All right.
Matt Albers is up. Slice foul. Count 2-2. The 2-2. Breaking ball just missed. Count 3-2. That'll release Cano at first. Andrew Jones is on deck. 6-3 Yankees lead. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss. He got him. So the Red Sox bullpen has done a good job. 3 shutout innings against the Yankees. We're going to go to the 8th inning. Yankees are up 6-3. You won't have to miss a game again now that you can watch live Yes Network Yankee games on your PCs or laptops with Time Warner Cable. Get a full season of live Yankees games on the go for just $39.99. If you're a Time Warner Cable customer, go to yesnetwork.com to get more information and subscribe now. Well, we go to the 8th inning, and it's time for David Robertson. So Phil Hughes gave the Yankees 7 innings. He gave up 3 solo home runs, and he turns over a 3-run lead to the Yankee bullpen.
The numbers for David Robertson, 1-3. The ERA just over 2, 49 strikeouts, 30 2/3 innings. And Phil Hughes did his job tonight. 3 solo home runs. You don't like that, but he kept his team in the game. Leads with a lead. And actually got stronger and better as the game went on. So a nice night for Phil Hughes. He's in line to pick up a win if the Yankee bullpen can do their job.
Hyundai scoreboard, 6-3, Yankees lead. Grounded on one hop to Jeter. One away.
Derek shaking his head a little bit there. Ellsbury got jammed. I think he thought the ball had more on it than it actually did. Looping line drive. Fastball out over the plate. Looked like it was hit a lot harder than it was. Derek stays with it. The backhand and the good throw.
Ground ball is short. 2 outs. Here's Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia with a home run in the first inning, then grounded to third and fly to right. Count 1-1. Hit sharply and through for a base hit. So Pedroia with a 2-out single to keep the 8th inning alive. Take a look at tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Introducing Verizon Fios Quantum Speed, internet twice as fast as anything America has ever seen. The struggling John Lester will go for the Red Sox 5-8. It's hard to say that with a 5.46 against CC Sabathia 10-3, 3.30. And right after the game, that's on Fox. It'll be Yankee extra innings on Yes. So that's immediately after the final pitch. Go to Yes for Yankees extra innings. Well, they're jumping on the first pitch by Robertson, and they foul that away. 0-1.
It's an interesting matchup tomorrow, Michael. You mentioned Lester and those numbers. It's hard to even imagine they're that bad. Everybody says his stuff is the same. Well, tomorrow's a good one to pay attention to and see if he can get himself back on track.
Two count on Gonzalez with Cano in short right field. And that's where he hits the ball to short right field. Cano fields, flips to first, and that'll do it. A 9-pitch inning for David Robertson. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 6-3 Yanks. By your tri-state area Volkswagen dealers, visit VWDealer.com. By J&R Music and Computer World. And by Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. Well, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. So far, the Red Sox bullpen, employed by Bobby Valentine, they've done the right thing. They've held the Yankees scoreless over their 3 innings of work, but the damage done by Aaron Cook is holding up. Now they turn to their third reliever, Mark Melancon. Red Sox got him to be the setup man for Andrew Bailey. Bailey was hurt. Melancon was ineffective, actually sent down to AAA Pawtucket. And now he's back up in the big leagues. Yankee fan having a lot to be happy about. Jumping around. Red Sox fans a little less thrilled. Hyundai scoreboard 6-3. Yankees lead. Melancon deals to Andrew Jones. That's right. Red Sox got Melancon from the Astros for Jed Lowry. That one is laced into right center field. That is going to be a base hit. And it's cut off on the warning track by Ross. Andrew Jones will go to second, and he'll make it with a double. All right, fans, it is time now for you to vote with us for tonight's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 42951 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are Phil Hughes, Raul Ibanez, Russell Martin, or Mark Teixeira. Vote now, make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates certainly apply. Here's Chavez. He wants to pull the ball to move the runner over to third.
Melancon in a little bit of trouble now. He's done a better job against righties this year. 227 batting average against. Andrew Jones laces a double to right center field. Now he's got 2 lefties. They're hitting 375 off him.
And it hits him. And it hit him square. You can hear it all the way up here in the press box. So he'll take first.
Well, with Alex Rodriguez down and Eric getting some opportunities to play third, this is the last thing you want to see. Steve Donahue out there, Joe Girardi, and looks like he said he was okay. Get another look. It looked like that right shin.
Like a heat-seeking missile. He could not get out of the way. Here's Ichiro with runners on first and second. Red Sox expecting a bunt. Middlebrooks is in at third. Shows bunt, takes low. Yankees gave Ichiro a checklist when they were about to acquire him. They said, "You're going to sit down against some lefties." He said, "Okay." "You're going to bat low in the order." He said, "Okay." "You're going to play left field when Nick Swisher gets back." He said, "Okay." That's how desperately he wanted to be here with the Yankees. Soriano and Epley up. If they score a run, it would not be a save situation, so Epley would come up. And in talking to Lou Piniella, who managed Ichiro in Seattle at the beginning, he said he was surprised that Ichiro agreed to hit in the bottom of the order and to play left field. He said he really was surprised. He said, but it shows you how much he wanted to get out of Seattle and wanted to come play for a win. Grounded to first. Grabbed there by Gonzalez. That's one. And Ichiro beats out the return throw to Pedroia as Andrew Jones moves to third.
Well, even Ichiro a little bit up there in age, doesn't run like he used to. This was going to be a tough play to turn. A low throw to Aviles, and then Pedroia not on the bag. Ichiro gets out of the box in good shape. Going to be a tough double play for the Red Sox to convert.
Here's Russell Martin. And a strike from Melanson. Yankees lead 6-3. It was 6-3 after 4 innings. But nothing but zeros for both teams since then.
Expect Ichiro to be on the move at some point during this at bat. Andrew Jones at third. Pretty good combination to try to steal a bag. Melanson thinking the same thing. That's a part of his game I'm going to be interested to watch here over the last couple of months. Is he going to run more, try to be more aggressive on the base paths as Albert's getting loose? Brett Gardner down. Give the Yankees a nice element of speed on the bases.
Dribbled slowly to short. They're going to come home. And they get Andrew Jones. So Aviles decided to come home, made the right move. They couldn't turn two. And he gets Jones for the second out.
Well, he makes the right play, but the play is in front of him as he's coming in to charge a soft ground ball. Like you said, not going to be able to turn two, and the Andrew Jones is right in front of Aviles. He's able to come right home. The throw offline a little bit. Salta Lamacchia comes back with the tag. Nice play by the Red Sox shortstop.
Nice crowd of 49,571 here at Yankee Stadium, and that is the 6th sellout of the year here in the Bronx. Count 1-1. Now 1-2. So Melanson one pitch away from working out of this jam. First and second, nobody out.
Mentioned the numbers. He's done a much better job against righties. He's got Derek Jeter right where he wants him. 1-2 count with 2 outs. Pretty good life on his fastball up in the zone. A nice breaking ball down.
Serious hitting discussion there between Cano and Long.
A little cut on the fastball, Kevin Long's telling him, and go along with that curveball. That was the pitch that got Eric Chavez in the shin, was that cut fastball at about 93. Run in on a lefty away from a righty.
Now both runners will get a jump. 3-2 and 2 outs. Ichiro off second and Martin off first. Runners go. And the pitch is outside. That loads the bases for Granderson. This, by the way, is the second latest date on which the Red Sox have visited the Yankees in the Bronx for the first time in the season. The only other year in which Boston played its first road game in New York later than July 1st was 1981, when the player strike wiped out the Red Sox' first scheduled series. Boston's only series at the stadium that year began on September 11th. So the Red Sox in this weekend, they'll come in for 2 more series in the Bronx after this. Curtis's numbers with the bases loaded. Yankees could really blow this one open in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bases loaded with 2 outs. They're up by 3. That one's drilled deep to right field. There it goes. See ya! A grand slam for Curtis Granderson. And the Yankees have blown it open. They lead 10-3.
Home run number 28 for Curtis Granderson, a grand slam. It's his 5th career grand slam of his career. And to give Curtis a lot of credit for centering this fastball out over the plate and hammering it into right center field. And you also give Derek Jeter some credit for a quality at bat before him, working the walk to load the bases. Yankees blow it open now, 10-3 in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, Melanson has had such a tough go of it this year, being demoted to the minors, and this is just one more blip on a rocky radar screen for him.
You know, and I think back to this inning, and the Derek Jeter at bat was huge for me. A 1-2 count Melanson had, and he couldn't put him away.
Cano grounds it to Pedroia, and that'll do it. But the Yankees give themselves some breathing room for the 9th inning. Curtis Granderson goes yard. A grandy slam. That's right. Yankees are leading 10-3. At Yankee Stadium as a sellout crowd. Many of them have seen enough. as the grand slam by Granderson has given them a 10-3 lead. And after the last out, don't miss the WB Mason postgame show. The great Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry have a complete recap of tonight's action. Plus, Meredith Morakovitz gets the team's reaction, and Joe Girardi's comments. Well, we'll have those in the manager's report. It's the WB Mason postgame. It is only on Yes. So the home run by Granderson, the grand slam, the Yankees' 7th of the year. That's the most any team has hit this year in the major leagues. And once that ball cleared the wall, I don't know if you could actually time the amount of time it took for Rafael Soriano to sit down. And that's why Cody Epley is in. Grand slam indeed, as the Yankees lead 10-3. So the home runs have been jumping out of the ballpark. Jason Nix takes over at third base for Eric Chavez. Yankees with 3 home runs in the game, and the Red Sox with 3 home runs in the game. But the Yankees a 2-run shot, and a grand slam. The Red Sox, all 3 were solo shots. So Epley will look to get the final 3 outs of this one and send the Red Sox deeper into last place. Cody Ross, Jared Saltalamacchia, and Will Middlebrooks. There's a breaking ball strike.
Oh, nice opportunity for Epley to get some work here, trying to get the final 3 outs. He'll have Ross a righty, Saltalamacchia a switch hitter, and Middlebrooks a right-hander.
Count 0-2. And down goes Cody Ross for the first out.
Well, Epley does not waste a whole lot of time. Goes right at Cody Ross with some sinking fastballs. Pick out the first out of the inning. Red Sox look like a little deflated club here after that grand slam by Curtis Granderson, kind of putting this game out of reach. Not what they had in mind when they came into Yankee Stadium to start this series.
Swing and a miss. Count 0-1 on Saltalamacchia. 2 strikeouts, sandwiching a solo home run in the 4th. His 20th homer of the year. Red Sox right now are a lost club, looking for a streak. Many of them said they had to take 2 out of 3 in this series. Bobby Valentine said it's time for us to start playing better. And they're about to lose the first game of this series. Just lost 2 out of 3 to the Texas Rangers. If they do lose this game, there'll be an 11.5 game difference between the Yankees and the Red Sox, as the Red Sox are last in the East. 2-2. And to think how their world would be different if they were able to beat the Orioles that last night of last year, and the Yankees would have held on against the Tampa Bay Rays. Terry Francona probably would not have been fired, and the story might be different. Swing and a miss. Yankees need 1 more out.
Well, Epley went with the sinking fastball to Ross. He goes with the slider to Saltalamacchia.
And that'll leave it up to Will Middlebrooks, who is 0 for 3. Youngster has a bright future. He's had a good year. Epley really dealing. Joe Girardi, his team looking for its 60th win of the year. Red Sox down to their final strike. But they stay alive with a single to center field. One man on, 2 outs. And that'll bring up Daniel Nava. Nava's the DH tonight. David Ortiz out with an Achilles injury. A couple of days away. And he is a big part of this order. He's having a good year. But the Red Sox, like many teams, including the Yankees, have had to suffer through injuries, and the Red Sox have not been as resilient as other teams, as they have stumbled through some big injuries. 0-1. Count 1-1. And again, the Sox down to their final strike. And the 2-2. And another base hit as the Red Sox go back-to-back with singles to keep the 9th alive. So twice down to their final strike, the Red Sox extend the game.
Nice job by the youngsters at the bottom of the lineup. Middlebrooks and Nava hanging in there with 2 strikes, picking up some base hits.
Here's Aviles. Swing and a miss. First and second, 2 outs. Epley trying to close this one out. And it looks like he will. A ground ball to Jeter. They get him at second, and the Yankees win the game 10-3. A close play at second. Brian O'Neill punches out Daniel Nava. And that will do it as the Yankees take the first game of this 3-game set. And Bobby Valentine has to go try and figure it out. The Red Sox are now 49-51. And the Yankees are now 60-39, 21 games over 500. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy Player of the Game. So the ball was flying out of Yankee Stadium tonight, and the capper was the grand slam by Curtis Granderson. Also home runs by Ibanez and Martin, and 3 solo shots by the Red Sox. So 6 flew out of the park, but the Yankees took advantage, and the Yankees win this one 10-3. We've got an award to give out. We'll wrap things up, and then we'll go to the postgame with Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and Meredith Morakovitz. Yankees win this one 10-3 in the Bronx.